Tomato.
Hi, this is JB. Welcome to DineWithJB.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect spaghetti carbonara. There's only one way to do it, so pay attention and enjoy. Pancetta, not bacon. Parmesan cheese, Reggiano if possible, and spaghetti. For two people, we got one whole egg, two yolks. Two yolks because the more yolk you have, the creamier the pasta will come out. Basically, we put this in the bowl. So, put this in the bowl. So this is going to be your sauce. You put pancetta in with your pan is cold. Put the pancetta in.
While the pan's cold. That's interesting.
And low flame.
What do you have a little bit of oil?
No, because you don't put any oil because the pancetta will create its own
fat.
Render.
Yeah.
And it'll render all the fat.
Right.
The important thing is not to put the flame on too high because you don't want it to cook really fast. You want it to cook slow.
Okay.
That way it'll render.
Yep.
So it'll take about 10 minutes to cook Then in the meantime you heat a pot of water, nice and salted, like it tastes like the ocean, and bring it to a boil. You got your bowl with your egg. Generous Parmesan cheese. And make sure you mix it in really well, and you'll get like a thick
paste.
Not really a paste, but you'll get like a, I don't know, like a batter type consistency. Okay. Just add a little more. You can always add more at the end. And then the other important ingredient is pepper. You don't want to get powdered pepper. You want to get your grinded pepper so the pepper is nice and crunchy.
And that's also just a generous
serving. You put in 4 or 5 twists of 4 or 5 twists. That's what it looks like. Don't add any salt. Don't add anything else. This is it. No butter, no garlic, no cream. God forbid, nothing. This is your sauce, right here.
Since knowing your secret to carbonara, I don't think I've ever ordered one in a restaurant where they said cream is in it.
So this, as you can see, this is nice and thick.
Yeah.
And it'll just melt when you add the hot pasta. So you just let that sit.
So the hot pasta actually effectively cooks the egg.
Yeah. So one thing you want to is have your plates ready to go. Because once this is cooked, you want to serve it.
Yeah.
It's starting to render, and it'll cook nice and slow.
What did you say? You said you can't really get it here in LA, but
well, what you would use? This is pancetta.
Yeah.
Pancetta comes from the belly of the pig. Pancia in Italian means belly. Right. So pancetta is of the belly.
Yep.
And it's not smoked. It's cured, so it's nice and salty and tasty. Never use bacon because bacon is smoked, and a smoky taste will ruin the pasta. So what you would use in Italy a lot of times to make it really genuine, you would use something that they call guanciale. Guancia in Italian means cheek. Guanciale is of the cheek, and it comes from the cheek of the pig, and it's a little fattier than pancetta, but it's crispy, and because it's fattier, it comes out crispier and more delicious. But it's very hard to find here in the United States.
Okay. So that would be truly authentic.
That would be truly authentic. Okay. So we're going to get the water to a boil on high.
And
today we're using authentic Italian pasta. You want to try to get pasta from Italy because at least here in the United States, when pasta they add all sorts of additives, vitamins and all sorts of other stuff, which in Italy they don't have. So I get my pasta sent to me from Italy, so it's pure, no additives, No vitamins, no extras.
What's the brand there?
This is called Garofalo. Garofalo. Okay. You can get this at Whole Foods in the United States, but it's the American version.
Right. So
you want the Italian pasta, genuine, which doesn't have all the crap that they add here in the United States.
Gotcha.
So now we just wait for the water to boil. In Rome, carbonara is usually made with short pasta. Even though you can get spaghetti, usually it's rigatoni or mezze maniche or any short pasta. But spaghetti's fine. And you cook it according to the package. Every pasta is different. I would say if you want it really al dente, between 7 and 9 minutes. Oh, another thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get a little container, and once the pasta's almost done, save some of the pasta water, because that's your savior. While you're mixing the pasta, if it's coming out a little dry, just add a little pasta water and it'll keep everything moist.
Okay.
It's sort of a backup. As you can see, this rendering is creating a lot of nice grease, because carbonara is all about egg and grease. Now people add garlic, hot pepper flakes, then it's not a carbonara anymore as far as I'm concerned. Now you've turned it into something else. Some people add vegetables.
No.
But the real carbonara, because it was a dish that was made by poor people, they used what they had: some fat, which was pancetta, some pasta, and a couple of eggs.
What can you tell me about the history?
Well, there's a couple of interpretations. One is it was a pasta that was made by I Carbonari, the Carbonari, where the people sold coal in the street and they were very poor. So all they had was a little pancetta, a couple of eggs, pasta, and so alla carbonara means the way the carbonari make it. Others say it was an adaptation from ham and eggs from the GIs during the war, but I don't believe that version. I think it's more sort of something that's come from the lower classes that only cooked pasta with what they had.
Right.
So you pick your pasta. You want about 100 grams per person. I'm not going to have that much today, so I'll get a little less, but I know you're going to have a little more. So the water is boiling. So for 2 people, 1 package of pasta is good for about 5 people. So I would go with
a little less than half.
Yeah, a little less than half, or half a package. You might have a little more left over. But you got to be sure you don't put too much, otherwise it's too much pasta for the egg. Put it in the middle like that. Let it go. Just leave it alone for a few minutes.
And when you said the water should be like the ocean, that's just a subjective thing. You don't have a specific measurement of salt.
You just want to taste the water. Should taste like the sea.
Right. Okay.
So the pasta, because you put it in the dish like that, it never burns or anything.
No, because now once you put the pasta in for about 30 seconds, and the bottom of the pasta gets soft, and then it just falls in.
Okay.
And you want to mix it once because you want to get the starches going. And once you mix it once, none of this putting oil in the water or anything like that. Once you twirl it around,
just leave it.
Leave it. It won't stick.
Okay.
So we're going to put the timer to about. This pasta cooks at about 7 minutes. It's still rendering. We're going to put it on super low. If you put the camera real, does it have audio? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear the sizzle of the. Beautiful. Okay. You want to have extra Parmesan because you're going to be sprinkling it on top of the pasta once it's on the plate.
And so, of course, al dente means?
Al dente means to the bite. In other words, the pasta has to have a bite to it.
Right.
You don't want it to be mushy because that's not good pasta.
Right.
You want the pasta to have you want to
texture.
see texture to it.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is drain the pasta, maybe 1 minute before it's completely done, because as you cook it and as it sits in the pan, it's going to keep cooking a little bit. So,
Gotcha.
you know, if you feel like it, just give it a. But if you swirled it at the beginning, you'll see that it won't stick.
When you said the carbonara, so what are the name of the people? Carbonari?
The Carbonari.
The
The
Carbonari.
Carbonari were the people who sold coal.
Where are they from?
From Rome. This is a
that's
Roman,
a Roman dish.
This is a Roman dish.
Right, okay.
So they lived in the city and they sold coal and they were poor and they created this dish. I don't know what the real version is. I may be wrong, but those are the two versions that I've heard. The GIs, but I don't want to attribute carbonara to the Americans, so I think it's more of a local
thing.
Italian
Okay.
thing.
And so, obviously, then the most authentic carbonara you'll find in Rome. But
Yes, you will only find carbonara in Rome.
Oh, so they don't even really.
Well, they'll make it other places within the Lazio region, which is the region in which Rome is in.
Yeah.
But once you go outside of the Rome region and of Lazio,
Yeah.
it's you may find carbonara, but it's not going to be as good as in Rome. This is the quintessential Roman pasta.
Got it.
There are 2 or 3 others. You can actually make carbonara without egg.
Mm-hmm.
If you just take the pancetta, mix it with the pasta when it's finished, add pecorino or parmesan, and that's called pasta alla gricia.
Mm.
All that is a carbonara with no egg.
Which could be good.
It's very good.
But the egg adds flavour.
But that's also very typical Roman dish.
But the egg adds flavour and texture.
Well, no, the egg gives it gives it substance,
Yeah.
calories.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little heavier. The gricia is going to be a little lighter.
Right. Okay, so I guess that proves that Italian cuisine is truly regional in the sense that
Oh yeah.
you go to Milan and you won't find this.
Go to
Well,
Milan,
not
you won't
the-
find.
Yeah.
Milan, you'll get the creamier sauces, the tortellini. Well, tortellini from Bologna, but you have the filled pastas, the cannelloni.
Yeah.
It's more influenced from the northern regions. It's
Yeah.
a colder climate, so you've got much richer dishes.
And then in the south, more tomato based.
South, it's more vegetable and tomato, seafood, things like that.
Right. And what would you describe as typical Tuscan fare?
Well, Tuscany is known for hunting. So wild boar sauces, rabbit, pheasant, things like that. Right. So the best meats come from this one region of Tuscany that's very well known for its meat. Marbled, you know, the Fiorentina is a very famous steak that you get in Florence. It's no less than probably a pound and a half per person. It's like a big porterhouse. Okay. So the meat in Tuscany is very, very popular.
And what about pesto? Where is that?
Pesto comes from Genoa.
Genoa.
Yeah, Genoa is the northwestern region of Italy near San Remo, Portofino, Genoa on the way to France. So it's almost ready. I'm going to take a little of water, put it in here so I have it saved.
So, what's the what are the potato dumplings?
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. I had
a pesto gnocchi, and
Oh,
it was
really?
in Cinque Terre. So
Okay.
kind of up around that region, right?
Well, gnocchi are ironically they're more of a Roman dish.
Ah.
So usually the pesto is made with what they call trenette, which are ribbon-like pasta.
Yeah. Okay.
And every region has its.
But in that area, though, that's the authentic kind of pesto, like around the Cinque Terre,
Yes.
up that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another minute and a half.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn the pancetta off. So what I'm gonna do, which not everybody does, is I'm gonna strain the pasta and I'm gonna put it in with the pancetta so the oil and the flavor of the pancetta coats the pasta. Plus it also keeps it hot, and because the egg, you have to remember, is cold. So then I'm gonna throw it in, mix it with the sauce, and serve it immediately, and then it'll be done.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to take the pasta. We're going to strain it. I don't use those pots that have their own strainer. I don't like them.
Right.
So I go ahead and strain the pasta.
And you don't wash the.
Never.
Nah.
You don't want to wash the pasta because the pasta is coated with a lot of starch.
Yep.
And the starch is what helps thicken and make the sauce. Never, never rinse your pasta.
Got it.
We go into the pan, give it a little shake,
Mix it through.
mix it through,
Yep.
into the egg, stir.
So that literally, that pasta in the pancetta literally was, what, 10, 15 seconds? It wasn't.
Yeah, I
long at
just
all.
wanted to coat it.
Yeah.
Bring me, here's a plate. Might want to add a sprinkle of Parmesan just to give it a little. And here we go. Spaghetti alla carbonara.
A la JB style. Beautiful, look at this.
This truly is a gift from the gods.
Get some of that pancetta. There you go.
Wow.
Spaghetti carbonara.